Welcome, Prof. It's a
Thank
pleasure to have you on this show, sir.
thank you, ma'am.
I'm very excited. I'm glad that you could make it. I feel so honored to have you here, sir. To our
Okay.
viewers, welcome once again to the Unscripted on the Impact Show with TV. This is the third episode this year, and tonight we have a distinguished guest, someone I hold in. I'm so excited, in fact, that he's just here. I'm so excited that he's able to make it tonight with us. This is Professor Adebayo Paul Adedayo. He's an erudite professor of finance, accounting, and entrepreneurship development. So, Prof, please, I would want you to tell us about yourself. I know you are a speaker and a resource person at various international organizations organized in the US, the United Kingdom, United Arab Emirates, and so many others. You have a very high profile. I would really love that you tell us briefly about yourself before we go into what we have to. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you, ma'am, the host, and thank you, viewers. Um, Paul Adebayo Adejola is my name, a professor of accounting, finance, business, entrepreneurship, and so on. To be specific now, I think one of the qualifications that is relevant to what we are doing this evening is that I am currently the president Certified Institute of Business Entrepreneurs, USA. So I am here in the United States with my family. Um, I think that's sufficient now, so we can go straight to the business of the day. People who need more, people who desire to know more about me can go to my website. I have a personal website and so on. So,
Thank you so much, Doctor. You have had it. Please do not fail to visit this website. You're going to see amazing information there about our wonderful guest. So, Prof, today we'll be talking about the psychology of money, how our mindset affects our finances. This topic was selected because we've we've studied people, we've studied situations that people have found themselves in, and we've seen that while some persons believe or certain kind of mindset that certain people have tend to limit tend to limit them from the kind of income one that they make, and in fact to limit them in so many areas of finances. So this is why we want to talk about this, and you are just the best person to bring on this show. So, sir, please, I would like to ask you the first question. Since you're talking about how our mindset affects our finances, I want to ask you, how do our beliefs and mindset about money shape our financial behavior as humans? Thank you, sir.
thank you very much. I will start by saying the mind is the battlefield where the battles of life are either won or lost. If we have this mindset that money is difficult and hard to get, we are likely to find it difficult and hard to get in real life. So I'm doing the correlation now between mindset and money. If we have a mindset that it is better for me to spend money than to save money, then that mindset will dictate how much you are able to save. Whereas the person that believe that have the mindset that okay, God is the great provider, scatter all the ones you have now, it will come back in another way. It's a mindset. Then if we have the mindset that it is better to finance whatever project or vision we have using debt, you are likely to work towards that mindset in your financial behavior. You can be piling up more debt and debt to yourself. But when you work with this mindset that it's better for me to save, let me get the money and spend what I have, that one will also shape our financial behavior. Remember, I've just said it's all about mindset. The mind is the battlefield where the battles of life are either won or lost.
Thank you very much, Prof. The mind is the battlefield.
Battlefield.
The mind is the battlefield, yes. And we, we are constant set in the mind.
Mind.
Anybody who, yes, anybody who is where he is today, let's not think about, but some persons, in fact, are where they are today because they have not believed that they are able to
Able
go
to do it.
beyond that level. Yes. So because of that, their mindset confines them to where they are. Thank you so much, Prof, for that amazing response. Thank you so much. I believe that our viewers are already getting notes. Please, you should be here with your pen because you will not always have this kind of information given you on a plate of gold like this. So, I want to ask another question, sir. I have so many questions, but I'll just try to select as many as I can. So, sir, please, how can someone develop a positive mindset that will help the person, become, that help the person magnetize money, magnetize high income into his or her account? Because we're talking about mindset, and we've known that negative mindset keeps people in the wrong side. So now how can someone now develop the positive mindset to help the person even now magnetize money, because money doesn't come to you unless you change your mindset.
Um, Thank you very much for that question. Now, I know to develop a positive mindset can take time and effort. It will take time and effort. But there are various steps we can take to change our mindset. And the very first thing to do to change our mindset towards money. Okay, let me start by saying we have this limitation. That's wrong belief. Some people believe they will say money is the root of all evil. If you have too much of it, you may miss heaven. These are negative mindset. But then to conquer this negative mindset, the very first thing is for us to change our thoughts about money. Our thoughts shape our action mostly. He said, thoughts are powerful. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So if you are able to change your thoughts about money, that money is not the root of all evil. It is the love of money that is the root of all evil, for instance. So you will be able to take care of that limitation. Then another way we can develop a positive mindset is the act of gratitude. And I put it this way. No, some people, somebody have met me before. That Prof, I need 180,000 to start is it poetry just assistant. And I say, okay, out of this 180,000, you say I should give to you. Okay, here is 100,000. And instead of appreciation, it was condemnation I got. To the person, he felt it was too small. So when we have this mindset that smallness is the womb of greatness, those who despise smallness may never taste greatness. Those who feel too big in handling small things may eventually become too small in handling big things. So if we have this positive mindset that, okay, if I have this small plus more is what will make it big. That's the next step. Another step to change our mindset is to set financial goals. Where there is no goal, there is no goal. You have to set financial goals. Like somebody expecting 1 million naira, the 1 million naira may not just come overnight. You have prayed and fasted, God, I need 1 million naira. God will say, let us test him with 100,000 first. If you don't have any financial goal, you will mismanage this money, use it for your wrong purpose. Another way we can change our mindset for good is education. There is what is called financial education. We need to learn about the use of money, financial education. Learn about personal finance, investing. That one will change our mindset. Another step is to surround yourself with positive influences. Surround yourself with people who have a positive attitude towards money and success. The heights that great men attain were not attained by a sudden flight. That you can see farther than others because you are sitting on the shoulders of those who have the experience. So that when you learn or you surround yourself with people who have results. Yesterday, while discussing with people, I say, some people say, I have faith. What is your proof of? It's the result. It's the result. So people who have the result, associate yourself with them, then your mindset will change. And finally, you have to take action and believe in yourself. Thank you. Because of time, I will have to just speed it up.
Yes, thank you so much, Prof. I indeed, because of that, I would have loved to still talk on each of these points just made, sincerely. Anyway, let's move on to the next question. Prof, I would also now like to ask you, talked about investment, and I have some questions on that. Maybe I'll keep them to a later time. I'll still ask them. So, let me ask you another question. What are some of the secrets to turning certification and passion into cash flow? We know that in Africa, we believe in going to school, in getting formal education, go to university or go to primary school, from there to the secondary school, and then university. But we find that many of our graduates who may even have first class degrees are not, we still find them roaming the streets. We still find them saying that they are not employed after so many years of graduation, finishing from school. And then we find that some of that person, maybe those with the third class, are doing well. Maybe not with what they studied, but you find them, some of them, and they're doing well. So, how can we turn our certification, the things, the degree we have, and our passion into things that can give us cash flow? Thank you, sir.
All right. I will also attempt this question by saying our brains are given to us for gain. There is no one that God has created empty. Let me say that again. Your brain is given to you for gain. You have gone to the university, you have this certification. The first thing for you is to create a niche for yourself that will turn into profitability. That is, if we want to go by certification, for example, I've said I've gone to the university, I read accounting, and I've had some other certification in accounting. That's my field. There is what to do to make that accounting profit me. For example, and you are the one to do it. Every breakthrough somebody will have, or every business breakthrough, live up with responsibility. My own is to check. We have what is called environmental scanning. You carry out what is called environmental scanning. What is it they have been doing? What services have they been rendering that has been in place in my area of certification that I can now do in a different way that will bring profit? There is this saying that there's nothing new under the earth. We have accountants, chartered accountants, we have different ways. And all I need to do, okay, I have BSc accounting, I have other certification. The next thing I need to do is to create a niche that is profitable in my area. That's if I must work with my certificate now, because we are talking on certification, rather than roaming about, because the government cannot employ everybody. That's why today, okay, let me take another discipline like business. You can be an accountant and diversify also into business. Let me quickly share this experience. One of my classmates back then in ABU Zaria read my book on discovering entrepreneurial opportunities. She have, of course, BSc accounting. She's working, and she saw in that book time management. Time is money. That all this time we waste in gossip, doing some other idle. Why not check your environment, comb your environment, carry out environmental scanning, discover what they need that is not there? And she did exactly that. He started with bags of pure water. And from the profit he made from the sale of pure water, he sponsored herself to the Holy Land. Another area for us to make our certification translate into cash flow is build a brand. There is something unique about you. There is something that makes you you. You are not just anybody. Because the God that created us is a creator now and not a duplicator. So there is something that is unique
Yeah.
about you. That even if they are copying, the copycat duplicate is not as good as the original. The difference is clear. Then you establish yourself also as an expert. You have that certificate. Is one thing for us to have certificate. It's a different ball game for you to have the skills to match up that certificate. Let me round off this one by saying, in this part of the world where I am, that's in United States and the other developed nations, they appreciate certificate, but they don't celebrate certificate. They celebrate what you can offer. That's why people like Bill Gates, college drop out. But see, today the influence is moving. So when you now match your certificate with skills, you're bound to have cash flow. Offer valuable services or products, market your services or products, and finally, continuously improve. Don't depend on the success of yesterday. Yes, I have first class. I'm a chartered accountant. I'm the overall best. No, it is the proof, the results that matter, not that certificate. Thank you. Because of time also.
God is a creator, not a
Not a duplicator.
duplicator.
Yeah.
This topic is indeed very deep.
Very
Now,
deep.
I want to ask, I know that a lot of certain people tend to accept them, because of maybe how, in fact, maybe from their grandparents, they never knew what it was to even live an average life, if I will use that. And then down to their own parents, and it has been there. In fact, they've got used to it. And no matter how they try to come out of it, it is not working. It seems not to be working. What do you suggest to such persons? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. For the background, do you know this thing you ask is also a function of the mind, a function of the mindset? I get that question very well. That some people are affected by their background, affected by their background, that to even live an average life, they can't do that, or they are confined with this mindset. Their parents did not have the breakthrough, so the parents is affecting them. How can they come out of this background? I will start by saying there is what is called the principle of divine predestination. This thing still has to do with mindset. That somebody's parents did not live above average does not mean you cannot live above average. That somebody comes from a background where they are not successful does not place a barrier on you not to be successful. Is if number one, a function of principle of divine predestination. Number two, everything God has written for you or what you want to achieve, you do with also responsibility. And let me use myself as a good example, as an example. Before my parents left this world, I'm talking of my father, mother, they don't have a motorcycle, not to talk of a motor car. They've not flown the aeroplane before. But then I did not allow that one to limit me. Rather, you leverage on your background that remember the son or daughter of whom you are. And that's why we have education. What education will do is to damage ignorance. Education kills the disease of ignorance, superstition, and fear. So if you are afraid and from a poor background and you say you won't want to do anything, then you can't achieve your purpose in life. And it's not left for you to break whatever limitation, whatever barrier, whatever is limiting you from your background. Definitely, we have people affected by this. And it's still mindset. Okay, in our family, nobody, that's the mindset of somebody in our family. I come from a poor background. My father or mother never even owned a motor bike before, not to talk of motor vehicle. They are stuck illiterate, they've not gone to school. No, are not your parents. Everybody have different destiny. The onus is on us to discover our purpose and take relevant steps to achieve this purpose. So this issue of background is not sufficient to hold us down.
At 3 M's in finance, there are 3 M's that you know in finance. You have making money, managing money, and then multiplying money.
Okay.
And then some persons are able to make money, but find it difficult to manage money. Before talking about multiplying, now we have someone able to both make the money and manage, but I'm not able to multiply money. So, sir, what do you have to say in connecting both ability to make money, manage money, and multiply money, so that someone could build their finances?
All right, thank you very much. This first one is to make money. How do you make money? Discover a problem and find a unique way to solve that problem. In making money, I think number one is for you to discover what problem can you solve legitimately. For sometimes the size of the problem we solve affect the size of money we make. So once you make this money, the next thing is the aim. I have the money.
Yeah.
How do you now manage this money? And in managing, there are two options. You either spend or you save. The part you did not spend, you save it. And the last option now is the how do you multiply? If you go into savings, if you save your money, like I have some money like that in the bank account, instead of paying me interest, they even charge me every month. I will see debit. So if you want to multiply your money, you don't go and put in the savings account, you invest it. You invest. And when I say investment now, I'm not talking only of a fixed deposit account. Why on earth will you go and keep 1 million naira, for example? Just leave it like that. I do. Your own is to look for lucrative investment or business opportunity where you can invest. You may not even invest all the 1 million at a time because of the risk involved in it. But in finance, we are also made to understand that the higher the risk, the higher the returns. Life itself is all about risk, but it's good to also take calculated risk. So if you want to multiply money, you don't multiply money by just keeping a loan. You have to invest it. And in this investment, you can talk about you start a business, you can do fixed deposit, you can go into real estate depending on how much you have, then to agriculture. Just look at what is a need. Three basic necessities of life, or let me just say some necessities of food, shelter, clothing. Even here in the United States, one thing you will see that once you have your brand and quality, that quality, most Americans here. So if you have a good restaurant, just no matter the money everybody make, food, an empty bag cannot stand upright. They must eat. So when you invest in food, agriculture, it is the money you invest that will bring about the multiplication, not the one you are just keeping. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. The money you invest. Now, sir, based on this last response you gave, I want to ask another question. Now, for those who want to try out investment and this will be their first time, how do they identify the ones that are legit from the ones that are scams?
Now, the very first thing to do, earlier on I've mentioned financial education. And it was Francis Bacon, one great philosopher, that said, education killed the disease of ignorance, superstition, and fear. So you need that financial education. Sometimes you engage the service of experts experts. We have consultants. It's not all of them that are really 419ers or deceiver. And sometimes you can go online, that's stock, of course, online, find business, then ask questions. See people who have gone into this business and be sure you see not that ESA results, proof, ask for proof. For example, now we have small and medium scale enterprise. When we say investment now, it depends on the kind of investment we are looking at. Not this, there was a time this is it MMM or what's the name of that one? They say you bring in 1 million, they multiply it. But what happened at the end of the day? I never believe in that. I don't want quick money. That's another mindset. Those who want to invest and this mindset of I want to make it sharp, sharp, they are likely to fall into the hand of fraudsters. But if you invest your money, you make your findings that even though this legitimate investment will bring in little return, it is that little when you are satisfied with small, and that small multiply. So the best way to avoid going into the wrong investment, ask questions. Ask questions from people who know you. Then carry out your own investigation. Then seek counsel from finance experts. Then don't be in a hurry to get return sharp, sharp. Like people say, they will say they don't want Surulere again, or Olorun Shogo. That's the problem of most people. That because we have what's called short-term investment, medium-term, long-term. Somebody invests in the short term, but he want the long-term return. That's why people fall into all these traps. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very, very much, sir. Indeed, you already touched a question I was going to ask relating to youth, because obviously youth, I don't know, they just find it difficult to be patient. Everything needs to be quick, 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 quick.
Yeah.
As if that is how those who have made it. They didn't make it by wanting it sharp, sharp. Some of them went through years of trials and errors. So, sir, again, I still want us to um, elaborate more on that particular topic or point of youth wanting things sharp, sharp. You know, there are some youth also who want to go through the labor, go through the experience. But when they see their counterparts, their colleagues who are of the same age with them, making so much money without something, you can't say this is something evident that somebody is doing to make this kind of money. And then this kid is tempted to be like others. What advice do you give to these two categories of youth so that all youth focus on the right thing, which is to build their path to making to becoming a person of global relevance financially?
All right. So
Thank you,
our
sir.
youth, so the youth, which I'm also one, I'm also a youth. Yeah.
Yes,
The,
so
the, the, the first thing is this. See, if one jump up, you what happens? You come down. But when you climb up step by step, you will be up there. That's number one point.
yes.
Number two, there should not be any basis for self-comparison. Don't compare yourself with another person. I've said that before. You are unique. God has created us differently. There are some talent, there are some gifts embedded inside of us that rather than comparing ourselves with another person, all you need, discover your own talent. God has not created any youth or any human being empty. Discover your talent, trade that talent, and patiently wait. The returns will be coming. It will not be just once, it's gradual. Because I think there's another part of the scripture, wealth hastily gotten we doing do, but he that gather little by little will increase it. Let me add one more point. Value. When you say societal, that's the normal practice now. Our value system is really poor. We are in a society where the society pay homage, obeisance, they worship people with money, riches in quotes. They don't want to know the source of money. I think it's one of the things driving our youth crazy to do all manner of things in order to make it at all costs. But then when you check again, those who have made this money at all costs, there is sorrow at the end. I was about using myself. I started that as an example. After my NYC, I think my brother of blessed memory, who was in the US,
Yes.
then he sent me some money. I used the money to buy a bike gas machine. And since I wasn't working, I just finished my NYC. Instead of just driving this machine about to be doing fine boy, I gave it out to someone for Okada business to be bringing little returns. But instead of me getting the revenue or little income, it's complain about complain. The guy will come, this one damaged today, that one damaged. So I collected the key. I started doing the Okada by myself. Each time I wake up in the morning as early as 5:30, when I start the machine, the Okada, I will now talk to myself to hear myself. I to encourage myself, oh boy, this one is better than stealing. With my first degree, I had my NYC. I started Okada. I was doing it myself.
Yes.
One day I was coming back to the house. It just finished raining. The ground slippery, and on the very street I was giving birth to, I fell. Thank God there was no vehicle coming. I remember then when I stood up, started the machine. When I go home, I told my mom of blessed memory. I fell down. She started worrying. I said, no, thank God I was able to rise up. The greatest glory in life is not in never falling, but to rise after a fall. So I'm using myself as an example here that I started small. But today is no longer the case. I remember even after my master's degree, I had my BSc accounting, second class upper, overall best student. I had my professional accounting qualification. I now have my MSc. Job was not forthcoming. The only job that came, the very first job, was an accounting teacher in a private secondary school in Zaria, Kaduna State. The day they gave me this appointment letter, I still have it, 8,000 something, 8,600 and something naira per month. The way in short, what I did, I raised it up, start thanking God, celebrating it. I never commonized it that what can this one do? And as at that time, my mates were already in the bank, Standard Trust Bank, making cool money. But I never compared myself. But with every humility, today is no longer the same. I started small to the point today, by the grace of God, I have a private secondary school, White Knight Academy, here in Abuja FCT. By the grace of God today, I'm just saying this to the glory of God. Some of the bankers then, who I feel they were making plenty money, I started with salary of 8,600 and something as an accounting teacher in a private school. Some of them today, they even contact me to loan them money. Don't believe that. So when our you work with this mentality, the small one I'm getting, the blessings of God make it rich and added no sorrow unto it. Then this idea of this rich quick mentality will die down. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Prof. I would like to ask just one more question. Because of our time, network has taken too much of the time today. Please, Prof, before I ask the question, please, we'll be hosting you again soon because we really need to hear more from you, sir.
No problem. Let's see. Mm-hmm.
So the question I want to ask is that, now, so what are some practical tips that you give the audience on managing our finances?
On managing our finances. Number one, to manage our finances, it's something we say, don't all your 10 finger. Now we are living the power. Okay, you have the money, right? You have made the money. So how do you manage this money? Number one is to create a budget. A budget is just a quantitative expression. That's financial plan. That's another summary of budget. Financial plan. Once you have a plan, and you are able to express it in Naira town. That's budget. Now, if you have a budget will guide you. Okay, I have 100,000 Naira. How much am I spending on this? How much am I spending on this? How much is remaining? But once you have this money, you have made the money. There is no budget. There is tendency for you to spend that money on something that is not even a necessity. Number two, on how to manage your finances, to save for future, save for raining day. Even in finance, that's money. Speculative motive, precautionary motive, transactionary motive. You factor this one in. Let me save for raining day, so that once emergency come, it will not catch you unaware. Another thing is for you to invest. How do I manage my money so that this money will not just be history? As a matter of fact, some couple of weeks ago, in a revelation, I saw it was just like a seminar, and they were painting like a drama. They are showing me, I saw in that drama like a drama, they are showing me a rich man of yesterday. The money was there, riches, everything, but because he didn't manage it well. I saw this man just crash down like that, and the question was asked in that, it was a revelation, that what do we do to prevent this happening to people generally? And the answer came. I was privileged, I stood up among the people there. I say wealth management. Wealth management. So one of the ways to manage our finances, I've mentioned budget, I've mentioned saving for raining day, and I've mentioned also diversify. Diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Then the last one is for us to avoid impulse purchases, something you don't plan for. You know, one it's very funny. Some people, they make 100,000, maybe that's their salary. Rather than putting in the bank, they can withdraw the whole thing, put in their pocket. Big man have come. Impulse purchase is something that is not even necessary. That is not a necessity. You begin to buy them. So these are things we can do to manage our diversification. Look at different portfolio. How do I diversify? Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you so much, Prof. We'll be drawing the curtain here. It was so amazing having this session with you, sir.
Thank you very
And
much.
I really look forward to a better one in the
All right.
future. So to our sponsors, we appreciate you. Thank you for sponsoring this project. And we have gifts for the viewers. We have gifts for the viewers. And because of these issues, we couldn't do them right on this show. So we assure you that at the end of this show, everybody who qualifies for the gift would be reached out to and will be given the gift. Thank you so much, Prof, for
Thank you
being
very
with
much.
us. Please, I don't know, does anybody here have any questions to ask our viewers? If you have any questions, please type them and the professor is going to give answers to them. Please ask whatever questions you know you had in your mind. Is it about investing or making money or managing your money or multiplying it? Whatever questions you have, he is capable, I'm sure. So please ask your questions and let our prof do justice to them before, let's say, the next 5 minutes, we want to address that.
Okay.
So while we wait for the questions in, let's say, the next 5 minutes, Prof, what other things would you have to say to every one of us watching you now, sir?
Thank you very much. I will first say thanks to my professional colleague, Mr. Solomon Oroge. Have been good partners. I know sometime in the past we've been in Dubai. Is part of just trying to have breakthrough without cutting corners, make some sacrifices. And to our viewer and to my host, say you are doing a wonderful work, more energy to your elbows. And to our viewers, especially if we have youth in the house, let us stop this quick money syndrome. One of the things that's worked for me, the formula I use, let me share the secret. Connectivity with divinity makes a man relevant among humanity. And you can't be cutting corners and say you are connected with divinity. So my advice is this: when you get connected to that source that never dry, and you take responsibility to discover his purpose and plan, and to discover your talent, and you maximize, you take step, you use that talent, it will translate into money. And when you manage the money very well, it will remain with you forever, even for long. It will be generational. I put it one way: I say success without succession makes one a failure. When you make the money and the money end with you, you are not successful. So it should be generational. And the only way success can be generational, or money can be generational, so can be the way you handle it, the way you manage it, and that will go a long way. Thank you very much. So that our case will not be like the case of the rich man of yesterday that I saw in my revelation that I want to commit suicide because of mismanagement. With this, I believe everything gonna work out fine for us. Thank you very much. Somebody asked a question: how do you raise money to finance your project or start up your business? Now, it depends on the kind of project you actually want to do. If the project is capital intensive, in fact, we have what is called credit. If you want to go, if it's a business, grants, government grants. I know we have some arrangements, even in Nigeria, small and medium scale enterprises. Once you can package your proposal and they see that it has a future, you have a goal to really achieve, they can release grant. Except that one also take time. Then we have another one called crowdfunding. Crowdfunding, a way to raise money from a large group of people, usually an online platform. That one is available also. Then we have the corporate sponsorship. You can go to corporate organization, ask for sponsor. I've seen people with projects like that. Once they believe in your project, they can sponsor it. Some may ask you what is their benefits before they release their money. Then bank loan. Bank loan will require collateral. Then we have credit. You can take some credit, maybe overdraft, depending if it's short term, medium term, and long term. That one can also work. Then we have also peer-to-peer lending. That's a group of people come together and they go to institution and they lend as a group now to pay back. Then we also have business incubators or accelerators offer funding, mentorship, and so on. Microfinancing are different ways you can raise capital. Then for CIB, I mentioned earlier, Certified Institute of Business Entrepreneur USA. Once someone is also a member, one of the benefits of membership, they ask you to go and do a business proposal. That's a winning business proposal. They'll give you a range. Once they go through it, they have a team that will go through, and your proposal pass the required test. They can also start you up with some startup capital.